It's so obvious. In crypto, money flows from one location to another, and then to another. And guess what? If you can stand in front of that money flow before it arrives, you will make an absolute killing. Luckily, we've managed to identify the next project that is about to see that money flow. It's already happening right this second. And if you can move fast, then maybe we can catch it. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly the project I'm talking about and understand the metrics and the data that are showing that people are flooding to this platform and that it is likely to be the next big mover during this early stage bull market. So hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, as you imagine, I spend a lot of time on Twitter, on YouTube, trying to study the markets and see what's going on. But few places are better for crypto information than over on Twitter or X. Okay, link down below is my profile. Most of the stuff I cover on a daily basis, I cover on Twitter first. So make sure you go and give me a follow over there where you can pick up all of the latest data and deep dives I do into different projects. Now, because of this study that I do over there, I've identified that the money flow goes through various different ecosystems at different times, and most of it is driven by what's happening on Twitter. And after seeing various information, and no, they weren't videos on YouTube, I've identified that maybe, just maybe, Mantle is going to be the ecosystem that we're going to move to next. Now, Mantle does nothing special. Okay, it's a layer 2 optimistic roll-up solution for Ethereum, hoping to improve on the blockchain trilemma. Now, there's many other layer 2 solutions out there, such as Optimism and whatever, who've done really well recently, but Mantle hasn't really been doing anything. And if we look at the price chart, yeah, it's up around 100% since the middle of October, which compared with most of the crypto market is not really very much at all, especially when you go and look at what the data is telling us on chain. So what is it? Well, I identified over on Mantle Explorer something very interesting showing up. And while we are up 3% on Mantle today, while the rest of the crypto market sleeps quietly, dipping towards the downside, it was only up around 1% when I noticed this happening earlier. We can see that the overall transactions on a daily basis are just under 200k, which is nothing. And then suddenly it wakes up. 136k on the 24th, then on the 26th, 1 million, and then today, 2.1 million transactions. It's literally done a 20x in number of transactions, and the price hasn't yet reflected that. Because see all these transactions going through below, they're all legitimate transactions. What on earth is happening in the Mantle ecosystem? Well, recently we've seen big pumps in Solana, in Avalanche, and in the layer 2s, we've seen a big deal of marketing from Optimism. We've also seen Metis DAO starting to pick up as it decided to go and invest $360 million into its development fund. And I made a video on Metis DAO just a couple of days ago. You can go and check that out after this one if you want to deep dive more into some quality crypto projects. But Mantle is yet to get to that level. Metis did this after people started to flow. Okay, if you'd kind of figured out all the transactions and stuff, you would be around here, and then you would have caught this move. Okay, where it's gone and done 160% in the space of 4 or so days. This is what I'm anticipating happening in Mantle next. But maybe we need to understand a little bit more about what's going on in Mantle that might be of use. Now, Mantle is not just a layer 2 solution, but it has a few other strings to its bow. You may have understood this now, that DeFi in crypto is incredibly competitive. So an optimistic layer 2 solution like Mantle, doing just that, isn't going to get a load of people onboarded just for doing these things. However, they also have created the Mantle Treasury. This is an interesting thing. You may be aware of Ethereum staking, and Ethereum staking is a huge portion of the entire crypto market. If you come across the DBank, click on More, then click on Whales, you'll see some very interesting stuff. Right here, you've got all of the kind of main holders of crypto across the market. These are all billions of dollars, okay? Here you've got Ethereum. Most of them hold Ethereum. But here you can see they're also holding Mantle Token. And as you come down through the list, most will be holding Ethereum. Now, why are they all holding Ethereum? Because obviously Ethereum, the biggest ecosystem into the future, it's probably going to grow. But if you're holding Ethereum for the long term, you want to do staking. You want to lock away for rewards. And you're like, well, I don't really want to do it for 7 or 8%. If you got like $3.8 billion, then 7% is actually quite a lot of money. So what then? Well, Mantle's treasury is worth $3.2 billion. And that's very exciting for big Ethereum whales, because if you own Ethereum, you can come across to Mantle and you can stake your Ethereum for a 7% APY. Now, you still want access to your money. Well, luckily in crypto, you can do something called liquid staking using a liquid staking protocol, which Mantle offers. This means that you can stake away that Ethereum, and in return, Mantle will give you METH tokens, which you can then use to go and do other things in the ecosystem while your Ethereum is being staked and earning you 7%. Sounds pretty good, right? Because you can take that money away and you can go and trade with it, do all sorts of bits and pieces, increase your overall wealth somewhere else, come back and buy back your ETH tokens using that METH that you got given by the Mantle ecosystem. This is something that really attracts a lot of big DeFi whales and is definitely going to drive a lot more into the overall ecosystem in Mantle. Now, obviously, I went through YouTube and I checked out a lot of different Mantle deep dives, some very positive, some very negative, and overall they basically focused on the negatives being associated with Bybit and basically having Bybit own a lot of the treasury. Now, Bybit's obviously an exchange. There's also something else that's worth being concerned about, and it's this. A lot of the overall tokens being held within that ecosystem are held in Mantle tokens, worth currently $1.7 billion, depending on the price at which Bybit, who also owned a big chunk of Mantle, decide that price is worth. So it's kind of like what happened with FTX, where they said, we've got billions and billions of dollars of FTX tokens which don't really exist. It's like me saying, I've got millions and millions of dollars of House of Crypto tokens, but maybe these tokens aren't really worth anything. Or I just decided that they were worth $1 each and I've got like 1 million of them. And then I want to sell them to someone else, but if no one else wants to buy them, then maybe I'm worth nothing. So you get the picture. It's not necessarily ideal, and therefore there's a little air of caution surrounding this, okay? As far as people who are looking for like long-term investments are concerned. But all I'm looking for right now, which I've seen happen time and time again in a bunch of crypto projects recently, is huge increase in transactions. Huge amounts of people starting to stake tokens in an ecosystem. It's happening here. Look across the DeFi llama as well. Total value locked is increasing all the time. These are all the protocols built on Mantle. And what's really interesting, if we click on the 1 month change here, you can see that a bunch of these have been increasing really significantly. Okay, that's nothing very exciting, up 440%, but it's only 111,000 TVL. What we're more excited by is this, like 25 mil, up 70%. Come down through the list, you got like 4 mil up 40%, 42 mil up 22%. There's a few that are obviously in the red, but you know, these we're like $87, nothing spectacular, okay? But overall, the main players in this ecosystem are starting to take lots of money in. In the Avalanche ecosystem, very similar things happened. And then we saw the Avalanche price absolutely boom. Solana, similar story. And now we've seen Solana run up aggressively recently, is now going to start trickling out. Now here we can see a breakdown of the treasury in Mantle, which I was talking about earlier, and you can see basically how these tokens are all made up. Again, you know, doesn't look great with Mantle making up such a massive portion with $1.8 billion worth. But as this ecosystem grows and hopes to have the third largest treasury behind Lido DAO and Rockpool Finance, it's going to attract more big whales into the ecosystem. More big money is going to secure the network further. It's going to make the token itself more valuable. It's going to offer better rewards. You're going to get more projects and products being built on top of Mantle. What's driven recently Metis with that big injection of cash, what we've seen lots of is like more marketing and stuff going to optimism. I anticipate that Mantle might see a big drive in development on chain in the early part of next year. And as well as that, I anticipate high likelihood of more marketing campaigns. This is a project with billions of dollars that's literally been covered on a couple of YouTube channels like twice. No one's even talked about this project yet. Okay, I'm not telling you that I'm early and this is amazing, but these projects will start to market because they want more users to come in and interact with the ecosystem. Now, another way in which they get users to come and interact with ecosystems is what? Airdrops and interacting with various different tasks on chain. Because there's lots of DeFi degens out there who just want to sit around and do various bridging tasks and whatever and earn themselves some airdrops, because why not? And what's going on with Mantle is this. A brand new decentralized exchange is launching on Mantle, and it's called Merchant Mo. Does that sound familiar? It should, because it's a franchise of Trader Joe, a huge new decentralized exchange built on Avalanche. Trader Joe saw a massive boom towards the upside, and that brought in a lot of growth for the Avalanche ecosystem. Merchant Mo built on Mantle associated with Trader Joe. As a rollout of the Merchant Mo platform begins, it's time to take a look at what is on the horizon for the new cornerstone DEX on Mantle. And what is interesting here is this, Joe Bridge activation. So it's associated with Trader Joe. You can transfer your Joe tokens from Trader Joe to Mantle Network in anticipation for the Mo token launch in MJO staking to begin staking your Joe into MJO, qualifying you for the Mo airdrop and preparing yourself for the future staking rewards. Now, this is interesting because maybe this is something you want to go and participate in. I highly recommend that you go and participate in airdrops. If you are newer to crypto, however, be damn careful because there is a lot of pitfalls in trading and way more pitfalls in airdrops because you can get rinsed, use scam links and whatever. Okay, so make sure you're using the official links for Mantle and then go and find this yourself. Merchant Mo, you can see this little name under here is the official one. Got around 12.5 thousand followers at the moment and will probably grow. Now, what I like about this is all of this kind of stuff brings more people on chain. And more people entering on chain can then start to interact more with the ecosystem. This is another thing that could potentially drive forward Mantle and overall exposure to a project like Mantle. Now, am I saying that Mantle's going to make you a millionaire? No, probably not. Okay, but right now it's early in the bull market. Projects like this, big market cap coins that are starting to see a flow of cash, a very good place to go and get yourself a cheeky 3-4x in, a space of a month. Optimum did it, Matic did it, a few others have done it recently. It's pretty obvious, and literally since I started making this video, it's up another few percent. I would anticipate that Mantle could be one to watch, okay? Right now, market cap $1.9 billion with a B. It's pretty big, okay? Currently, it's like a 10x to be the same sort of size as Matic, 3x to be the same sort of size as Optimism. Also, circulating supply, currently half, which is not particularly pretty. Most of it as well is held by Bybit, a big trading exchange, which lots of people don't really like because you can see them manipulating prices. But it's crypto, guys. Everyone manipulates prices anyway. Just get used to it. It's a good opportunity early in an ecosystem. Now you can see all the different markets and exchanges here that you can interact with it if you so wish. I do sort of see into the future a 10, maybe even a 20x is possible with this kind of an ecosystem going forward if they can nail down all of the things they're trying to do effectively. Now also I want to point out something down here. Lots of people are always like, I can't do this, I can't do this. How do I do this? Here, I'm going to tell you what. Here down below, first of all, USA is not eligible. For this particular airdrop. If you want to participate in an airdrop or you want to use an exchange and you live in the mighty USA or the UK or one of these other heavily regulated crypto states, then guys, all you need to do is go to my link down below in the description and get yourself a NordVPN special Christmas offer with Father Christmas on, 4 months free, and then after that it's like $2.50 where you can use a VPN. Just click VPN. And you can see I'm not lying, £2.30, okay, which is about $2.50, plus 4 months for free. Absolute no-brainer. This is going to allow you to flick your location around the world. You're like, what do I mean? Well, here you are, guys. Look, I can just say, well, I'm in France. Just click on France. And now you can see I am connected to France. This means that if I want to go and interact with an exchange that's not allowed in the UK, such as OrcaSwap, I can just write OrcaSwap, and then I can come across, and you can see that now I can use OrcaSwap. Okay, it's telling me to buy Analos. Don't buy Analos because you'll probably get wrecked. Okay, but this is a very useful tool. And yes, I will get a small kickback if you use that link down below, but it's the best deal you will find for NordVPN anywhere. So use that link. And if you want to pick up tokens rather than using Coinbase, which is incredibly expensive, where you're paying like 10, 20 bucks for every single trade, then click on the link down below. It's going to bring you across to MEXC, where you can get 0% spot maker taker fees, 0% trading fees, which means you can trade for basically free. There's like 4,000 different tokens available on MEXC, including Mantle, Metis, whatever I've talked about recently, all available here, as well as a bunch of other degenerate small cap coins that you can go and make like 1,300% on in a day. I personally wouldn't buy these because they're all going to basically wreck you. Now guys, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you are focusing on getting ahead of the game. Focus on where the money is going to next. If you bought ICP or Casper and you think it's going to go to the moon, great. Hold it. Stop looking at it every day. Stop looking for videos telling you every day about Casper, every day about ICP, because it doesn't matter. It's not going to help you in any way. Eventually, you can sell it. And when you sell it, good for you. But right now, stop paying attention to that crap. It doesn't serve you in any way. Subscribe to my channel, and I will bring you up-to-date stuff where to look next. I'm going to bring you a very important video next week on BRC20 and the fact that this could be the main narrative for 2024. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.